everybody, I'm KK,
I'm Kristen.
and together we are.
KK Crochet.
Welcome back. This is a crochet and chat. I don't know how long it'll be, but I am working on my C2C join as you go. I did work a little bit more on it. Show the progress. I had done up to this block here last time, so I added this block and this block. I can't see what I'm showing you, probably not what I'm supposed to be. The blue one, the black one, and I'm working on this blue one. I didn't want to watch a pattern, so that's why I hadn't worked on it. So I didn't want to watch anything or read a pattern or anything. I only had to learn how to go do where you put a block in between these two blocks. So I did that finally, and I'm working on that. And Kristen is working on...
I'm working on my hexacardy. I'm on the second panel.
Okay, so we thought we would crochet and chat today, and I don't know what we're going to chat about, but we will. And you guys can chat along, you can crochet along. My goal is to finish this one block while we talk, and we'll go from there. I will say, I have to say an apology publicly, because every time I mention somebody on this channel, I say her name wrong. And here's the bad part about that. I actually go to her channel every time before I say her name to make sure I say it correctly. And I still say it wrong. And I guarantee you after this, I probably will still go back and make sure I said it right, because I get it wrong every time. Okay, sorry, I had to do some rearranging. So every time I go to mention, and I'm going to say her name hopefully correctly this time and say it now before I forget, Cassandra from Happily Ever After. I love you. Craftably Ever After. I say Cassandra. And I finally figured out why I do that. So Cassandra is the right way to say it. But the reason I say Cassandra is because when I was growing up, my mama used to babysit a lot. She babysat most of the kids in the neighborhood, in the community. She had lots of teachers' kids that she babysat. There were tons of them. And it started, I don't know, I was probably, I want to say maybe 8 or 9. I don't know. I wasn't very old. And she babysat all the way up, I think, until probably when I was in high school. And so there was a little girl who used to come and we babysat, and her name was Cassandra. And it's spelled exactly, I think, the same way. And so I kept asking Kristen, why can't I remember her name? Why do I say it wrong? And then one day I was on Facebook and I saw that little girl, she's a grown woman now, pop up on my Facebook feed because we're friends still. And then it dawned on me why I say your name wrong, Cassandra. So I'm going to try to remember to say it correctly from now on. I even tried to say, well, I went to school with a girl named Sandra, so it's Cassandra, and I still said it wrong. And the only thing I can think of is because little Cassandra pops into my head every time I think about that name. So I will try to remember. But if you don't know Cassandra's page, almost said it wrong again, go over to her channel, Craftably Ever After. I'll link it below. She makes the most beautiful amigurumi, and I just enjoy her channel a lot. And she also has a great toy collection, which I also enjoy looking at in the background. We have similar interests. So, So I just thought I would publicly apologize since I'm so bad at that. And I'm working back and forth trying to put this square into this. This is a donation blanket. It will go for the fire department that is one county over, that sells, they auction off items and use those for the money to buy toys for tots in the kids in the community who do not have for Christmas. It's not affiliated with Toys for Tots. It's just for the kids. It's just what I think of though when I think about what they're doing. So last year I donated amigurumis and books that match the amigurumis. I did what did I do? I did a bee and a teddy bear. The teddy bear that I made for Decade Divas last year. So this year I'm donating this blanket, and I think the duck that I made earlier, I don't know if I'll do a book with that or not. Duck? Was it a duck or a chicken? I don't know. It was a chick. Anyway, whatever it was, I will, no, it was a duck. I don't know. I will donate that and maybe a book that goes with it. I don't know. And I've got a couple other things in mind. Maybe some baskets. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So what are you guys working on? Are you working on donations? Are you tired of working on everything? That's how I was last week. This hurts my arm too. I need a support. I last week did not want to work on anything, so I worked on my safety blanket and finished it. That's the yellow one with the gray. I do still need to weave in the ends, but that's not my favorite thing to do, so I will save that for some time when I'm watching TV and need something to do but don't feel like crocheting. I will weave in ends then. It's not that many. It's just, this blanket will have, let's see, there are going to be 30 squares, so there'll be 60 ends to weave in for this blanket, but I'm so thinking it's going to be worth it. I really like the way it's working up. I think it's so pretty. I kind of wish I had left this blue out because I don't think it really goes well with the other two, but too late now. They're already in there, and if you go to rip out one, you're going to rip out, it's not like you can rip out a line on this one. If you rip out a square, then you're ripping out a bunch of stuff. So, and I don't have any intentions of doing that. So I'm going to try to finish this one sooner rather than later. There are 60 squares, and I am on number 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 60. And the ones that are on the top, like when you go back over here and you put the one on the top, it goes quick, and the ones along the bottom went quick, but these where you have to attach to the two sides take a little longer for me. It's a new process for me, but this whole thing is a new process for me. By the way, this is a fiber spider. This is a fiber spider pattern. It's a fiber spider C2C, join as you go, and if you look that up, you'll get, there are four parts to the videos, and you'll get all of those. One of them shows you how to start, of course. The next one shows you how to move to the left. The other one shows you how to move up, and then the fourth one shows you how to do the two between, the one that I'm doing now that's between the two squares. So that way you know how to do them all. And I really like this pattern. I can see doing more of it. I think I would like to do it with scraps. I think this would be really pretty. Maybe not scraps per se, but odd colors that I only have one skein of or something like that. I think I might like to do an Afghan like that. My mom, I said before, used to make quilts when I was growing up, and this reminds me of that. So, yeah, I'm moving right along this block. And Kristen is moving right along on the hexacardy. She's working on...
I'm on row 14. And for mine, I end up having to do 16 per panel because my tension is really loose. And this is a size 4 yarn, and it calls for a size 3. And I knew that going into this, but I didn't think about it. So I only need 16 rows for each panel. So I'm going to sum with row 14.
Is that Karen? 1 pound.
Yep.
I think their stuff kind of runs like a big 4 anyway, but maybe that's just me.
It is, yeah. It's a bit thicker than number 4.
So that's your second panel?
Yep. And then I'll be getting them, I don't know what the next step is, but I'll be getting them together.
The extensions on the back, and the sleeves, and the bottom, and then sewing up the sleeves and the back. And that's it. Except for the ribbing. I'm just across the square. We shall see. The yarn I'm using is all Karen. No, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm using Karen.
She's using Karen. I'm using Premier. All the blues are Premier Basics, I think. And then the black is Red Heart, but it's a Red Heart Ogo, which, in my opinion, is completely different than Red Heart, regular Red Heart. I don't know if it's the way they put it together, but I think it's spun differently. Like the plies try to come loose. I'm not real fond of it.
The Premier Red Heart.
Huh?
Premier or Red Heart?
Red Heart, the black, the Ogo. I'm not fond of it because it's very splitty and very much thinner, I think, than the normal Red Heart black. So I'm not a big fan of Ogo at all. Never really have been. And yeah, I like Premier though. The Premier is very nice. I kind of wish I had chosen something different for the black, like I had gotten a Premier black, because it might have flowed better with this. But really, I mean, the textures are pretty similar. Not identical, but pretty similar. So I'm not worried about that. You can hear the train in the background. I have lived around trains my entire life, so I kind of tune them out.
On the topic of Premier, I have grown to love it, which I hadn't had a lot of experience with it before the past 2 months, but with Joanne's leaving, we don't have very many options for yarn. So for the past couple of projects, I've looked on Premier and just ordered it, and it ships really quickly, and I really do love their yarn. It is a lot softer, and the colors are super bright, and they're not really dull unless you want dull, and they have them.
Easier to work with.
I love their cotton. The only thing is, obviously, I'm ordering online now with the yarn, well, for the last couple ones, and a project I needed cotton for, and I got a size 2. I did not look at the thing.
Didn't read the description.
Yeah. But I do like it. They do have a lot of variety, so.
Yeah, Kristen bought cotton to use for a Christmas extravaganza project that she's working on.
And I love it. I don't like cotton, but I love their cotton.
I don't like cotton either, so, but we will talk about Christmas extravaganza in the fact that this time you will see a bunch of different yarns used. A lot of times we might have used cotton for like a washcloth or something, but this time you're going to see cotton, you're going to see bulky yarn used, you're going to see 4-weight yarn used. So, you know, there's something for everybody. So if before you were like, well, I didn't like acrylic, or, well, it's all acrylic, but, or with the exception of the cotton, but, or I didn't like a 4-weight or whatever, then you can see something a little bit differently. And, you know, just a little bit different version of things, so that a little bit of something for everybody, we hope. We are halfway through the projects. We have 15 completed, and so we need 31, almost halfway. So I'm hoping to work on that today after we finish this recording. And so that's another reason why, you know, you may not see all the great amount of things crocheted, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I said before, we were done trying to do the, oh, well, you know, we did this many and we have this many videos and all that. We're just doing what we do and taking you all along for the ride, and hopefully that's okay, because, you know, it's much more fun when you do the things you want to do than the things you feel like you have to do. And in life, isn't there enough that you have to do? YouTube and crochet should be what you want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like for some reason I have started this blanket craze in my life. I don't know if it's where I seemed like when I turned 50, that, well, actually before 50, that the blankets became the thing. I don't know, but I enjoy them, and that's what matters. And they do take up a lot of yarn. This one's going to use a lot of yarn, and the safety blanket used up quite a bit of yarn. So, you know, if you have some scraps and you want to work through them, a blanket is a good place to start. And there's lots of places you can donate blankets and send them off to places, Project Linus.
And I mean, who for a gift would want a blanket? I mean,
Who would want a blanket?
Who wouldn't want a blanket? I know if I get a blanket, I'm happy, and I have like 20 blankets.
Yeah.
And also, if it's homemade, it just means more because it's special.
As I was looking at this one, when I started seeing the colors come together, I was kind of questioning about donating it because I can think of someone it would be a perfect gift for, but it's marked for donation, so that's where it's going. If I want one for that other person, then it will just have to wait, and I have to wait for a second because my arm's hurting, so I have to take a break because I'm not supporting it like I should be when I'm trying to crochet. I am this far. I need to go up and connect here, and then come back down, and that'll be the first half of this square, and then it'll go really quick after that because there's no more connecting to the both sides. And Fiber Spotter has a really unique way of putting this together, and once I figured it out, it goes pretty quickly, just like all C2C. You know, it takes time to move through the process, but it is I won't say I like this better than normal C2C. It's just a different version. It's like saying pick between your children, right? I love C2C in any version pretty much, and I really do like the way this one works up and the way I can put the colors together. So it's just a preference of what you want, you know, what you want to do. So we'll see how it turns out and what it looks like. And Kristen will get her hexi-cardi done, and we're going to start a new crochet along. This was the hexi-cardi party. We're going to do something with socks, but we need a name. I was trying to come up with something catchy that was a name that we could use for the sock hop bus, or I don't know. But we're going to crochet socks. You can knit socks, whatever you want to do. But we're going to make some socks together. And I'm looking forward to that because it's something I've always wanted to do. I think I've made I don't know if I've made a pair before or not, but I don't think I was very happy with them. Kristen made me a pair for Christmas one year, and I really enjoyed those. They were very nice. So there's the last join on this side. So I'll flip, go to the other side. And this is not a tutorial on how to do this. We're just working along and talking about what's going on in life. Kristen will finish her semester of school here in the next week. She has one more day for a
Final exam.
and she's done. She's finished her clinicals for this semester.
I finished that a while ago. And now, my college, I have to actually, like, apply to begin to, like, it's called the Teacher Education Program. So, I have to have so many hours of volunteer work with children. So, I've been continuing to go to where my placement was for clinicals and get those. It's like 75 hours. So, I'm doing those on top of school and work.
And she finishes her regular work this weekend, and we'll move on to her new job where she's going to be a teacher in a daycare for elementary level kids for the summer. And so she's wrapping everything up, getting ready to go to scholarship dinner this month. Yeah, so hopefully she'll have lots of scholarship money for the new year, and she'll be studying at home because they did not have the classes she needed on campus. And if she didn't go to home-based learning, then she would not have the classes she wouldn't have any classes for this semester. So just the way things worked out, and I'm kind of thankful for like what we had talked about before, that her where she drives to class is a very dangerous commute. For some reason, there have been about 4 deaths there in the past 6 months. So just a very dangerous place. I don't know what's going on, but yep, I'm glad she's going to be done with that, and not having to travel back and forth in bad weather and all that, because it's also very dangerous in the wintertime. When it rains, there's this particular formation up through there that is very dangerous. Rocks fall all the time, and people get hurt, and vehicles get messed up. It's just a mess. So I'm thankful that she's going to be out of that mess. And trying to figure out where I'm supposed to join on this square because I think I did something wrong. I need to join. Yeah, I think I joined in the wrong place before. It's okay. Who's going to notice but me, right? That's what my husband tells me all the time. Nobody's going to know but you. I say, all the seasoned crocheters are going to know. That's okay, right? We all make mistakes. It happens. Yeah. We'll see what that looks like as I go to join other squares. That's the only thing about this. I can't go back and redo it. You know, you can't take the lines out. You have to take the whole thing out when you do that. So we'll see what happens. Just don't like where I joined right there. It doesn't look quite right. I think the blue was joined funny, so that's the problem. Yeah. I don't know. You all ever second guess yourself like that? Look at what you did.
It all the time.
Look at what you did and get real picky about it when really nobody else is probably going to care, right? But for me, I care. It's aggravating. I want it to look right. I can't get my hook in there. I did find a couple of my J hooks. I told you guys I had lost them all. They were in project bags. I'm still missing a few. I'm still missing my favorite one. I don't know what happened to it. It's like it grew legs and bounced stuff out of here. I'm afraid it somehow got scooped off into a trash can somewhere, which makes me want to cry. But that's okay. It is what it is. We will move forward, right? Okay, make sure I'm doing it. Yeah. So now I am just completely on doing nothing but a regular C to C decrease and moving back and forth, which I don't know that I'll get to finish it while we're on here because it takes a little while. And like I said, I'm almost at the point where I think I need a break for my arm to rest a little bit. So let us know down below what you're crocheting on, what you've been working on, what your crochet hindrances are, like what's keeping you from wanting to crochet, or are you like me and Cassandra, yeah, I said it right, yay, that you just don't want to look at a pattern. I know she has said she's been like that, and I have too for a while. I just don't want to. Now I have done a few, but I think that's part of the Christmas extravaganza that's pulling me down, is that I just don't want to look at a pattern. So the other night I sat here, and instead of looking at a pattern, I just made it up. I just made something. I knew what I kind of wanted to do, and I didn't want to go look for a pattern for it, and I had tried one thing and it didn't work, and then I looked at another in my, looking through stuff, and was like, I don't want to do this. I just did it myself, did something different, and ended up with something that I like, and I think others will like, so that's fine. Sometimes the greatest things, the greatest creativity sometimes comes from not wanting to go look up something that's already done for you, right? Create it on your own. So that's all we have today for Crochet Along with Us, Crochet and Chat. We hope that you've enjoyed this. My goal was to get the whole block, but my arm said no, so I quit. So I got that much of the block, and all I'm doing now is decreasing, so it won't take long. And then I have one more block on this panel to finish the 10, and then I'll go forward. So that's all we have for today. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget to be kind, because
You don't know anybody else's journey.
show your progress.
Oh, I'm on to row 15 now.
Yay. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.